Does guardianship override parental rights? Guardianship in the realm of family law is a legal framework designed to protect individuals who are unable to manage their own affairs, often due to age, incapacity, or disability. This arrangement authorizes a guardian to make decisions on behalf of the ward, which can include minors or adults needing special protection. Guardianship can sometimes be perceived as a challenge to parental rights because it legally transfers some or all of the decision-making authority from parents to appointed guardians. However, the primary goal of this legal structure is not to undermine parental authority but to enhance the welfare of the ward or child. What is legal guardianship? In Texas, legal guardianship refers to a court-appointed role where an individual or entity, known as the guardian, is given the authority to make decisions on behalf of another person, known as the ward. Key differences between guardianship and parental rights. Parental rights inherently come with the biological or adoptive relationship, giving parents the authority to make decisions about their child's welfare, education, and health. Guardianship, on the other hand, is a legal responsibility assigned by a court when it determines that a person cannot make these decisions themselves, regardless of their parental status. One of the crucial differences is that whereas parental rights are automatically bestowed, guardianship must be granted by a court order. Furthermore, parental rights can be terminated by a court in extreme cases, but guardianship is typically reviewed and can be modified or dissolved as circumstances change or improve. Common situations leading to guardianship: minors without capable parents, adults with severe disabilities, elderly individuals with diminished capacity. Circumstances under which guardianship can override parental rights. Guardianship may take precedence over parental decisions when a court determines that it is in the best interest of the child or incapacitated adult. This typically occurs when parents are deemed unable to adequately care for their child due to reasons such as mental illness, substance abuse, or incarceration. In cases involving adults, guardianship might be necessary if the individual has severe cognitive impairments that prevent them from making safe decisions for themselves. The court's primary concern is the welfare and safety of the individual in question. Impact of guardianship on parental access and decision-making. When a guardian is appointed, parental rights to make decisions on behalf of their child or adult ward can be significantly restricted. However, this does not necessarily mean a complete loss of contact or influence. Texas courts often aim for arrangements that maintain family relationships and allow for parental involvement under supervision, unless such interactions are deemed harmful to the ward. The impact on parental decision-making can vary widely. Medical decisions, financial management, living arrangement. The process of establishing guardianship in Houston. Filing the application. The application should include detailed information about the potential ward's current situation, the reasons why guardianship is necessary, and evidence of the ward's incapacity. Attending the investigation. Once the application is filed, the court will appoint an investigator to assess the situation. Notification. Texas law requires that the potential ward and all close family members must be notified of the guardianship application to ensure transparency and fairness in the proceedings. Hearing. A court hearing is then scheduled, where all parties can present evidence and argue for or against the establishment of guardianship. The judge will make a decision based on all submitted evidence and testimonies. Necessary documentation and legal requirements. Medical or psychological evaluation, background check, proof of relationship, guardian training. The role of legal representation in guardianship cases, guidance and advice. Attorneys guide clients through the intricate legal landscape of guardianship, advising on rights, responsibilities, and the best course of action. Documentation and filing. Lawyers ensure that all necessary paperwork is correctly filled out and filed, adhering to strict legal standards and deadlines. Representation in court. Experienced guardianship attorneys represent clients in court, presenting evidence and arguments that support the establishment of guardianship. Protection of rights. Attorneys are essential in protecting the rights of both the guardian and the ward, making sure that the legal process is fair and just. Parental rights under guardianship arrangements. Decision-making. Under a guardianship arrangement, parents might lose some or all authority to make decisions regarding their child's or incapacitated adult's education, medical care, and living conditions. Visitation and contact. Even if parents lose custody or decision-making powers, They often retain the right to visit and maintain a relationship with their child or adult ward, unless deemed harmful to the individual under guardianship. Temporary versus permanent guardianship. Implications for parents' temporary guardianship. Often granted during emergencies or when a short-term incapacity is anticipated. Parents may regain full rights once the conditions justifying the temporary guardianship no longer exist. Permanent guardianship. This form is more comprehensive and lasting, typically established when an individual is unlikely to regain capacity. For parents, permanent guardianship can mean a long-term loss of decision-making power over their child's or adult ward's affairs, although they may still have rights to contact and visitation. Legal recourse is available to parents' appeal process. Parents have the right to appeal the guardianship decision if they believe it was not justified or the proceedings were flawed. Modification petitions. If the circumstances change, parents can petition the court to modify the guardianship order. Regular review. Texas guardianships are subject to regular review by the court, typically annually, and parents can present new evidence at these reviews to argue for a change in the guardianship status. How guardianship is terminated or modified. Recovery of the ward. If the ward recovers from the condition that necessitated guardianship, such as regaining mental capacity or improving significantly from a physical disability, a petition can be filed to terminate the guardianship. Death. The guardianship automatically ends if the ward passes away. Change in ward's needs. If the needs of the ward change substantially, the existing guardianship arrangement might need to be modified to better serve the ward's current requirements. Guardian's inability to serve. If the guardian can no longer serve effectively due to health issues, relocation, or other personal reasons, the guardianship might be reassigned or terminated. This meticulous process starts with the filing of a legal petition. In the case of modifications, the petition must clearly articulate the reasons for the proposed changes, detailing why the existing arrangements no longer serve the ward's best interests or how the ward's circumstances have evolved. The judge's decision, whether to establish or modify the guardianship, is ultimately based on whether the legal standards are met and the evidence substantiates the case. Tips for parents navigating guardianship issues. Collaboration between parents and guardians is essential for the well-being of the child or ward. If you are a parent who is not the guardian, it's important to establish a cooperative relationship with the appointed guardian. This collaboration helps ensure that the child's needs are met comprehensively, supporting their overall psychological health and stability. Additionally, seeking support from groups or networks of other parents and guardians who are experiencing similar challenges can be invaluable. These communities offer not only practical advice but also emotional support, helping to navigate the complexities of guardianship with a sense of shared experience and understanding. Regular checks ensure that the guardianship arrangement continues to benefit the child and functions as intended. Quality legal assistance and advocacy from the law offices of Whitney L. Thompson. Understanding guardianship and its implications in family law is critical, especially when it comes to parental rights and the legal authority it can confer on another individual. At the law offices of Whitney L. Thompson in Houston, our attorneys are equipped to guide you through the guardianship process and assist you in handling potential conflicts that can arise at the intersection of guardianship and parental rights. If you are faced with guardianship considerations or find yourself in the midst of related challenges, the guidance of a knowledgeable attorney from the law offices of Whitney L. Thompson can be invaluable. We are ready to help you understand the nuances of guardianship, protect the rights of your loved ones, and work towards outcomes that support the child's or ward's best interests. Contact us today at 281-214-0173 to explore how we can assist you in managing and safeguarding your family's future effectively.